Hi, Sindhu. This is Evangelist. Welcome to K4C International School of Music. It's such a
Hello.
joy that you came here. And I would like to have a few questions to you, which is going to inspire the younger generations. So, can you please tell me about yourself and how did you start your music journey in your life?
Hi, I'm Sindhu. I'm a music producer. I started, actually, I was a sound engineer first. Chinna Vaislende, when I heard Mr. Rahman's music, that was the first time I was inspired to do something more than, just playing keys. I wanted to get into the technical side of music production. At that point, I didn't know what it was called. Somebody suggested, in the family suggested, you should study sound engineering. So I finished my 10th standard and then I joined SAE in Chennai. I completed the 10 months course. I was 15 when I started to work. Sorry,
What
16.
is the software that you used in?
Back then it was Cubase.
Okay,
Yeah, and I also studied a little bit of, I learned Pro Tools.
good.
Of course, a few other DAWs.
DOS, yeah.
So, yeah, that's how I started.
So now you mostly work on Logic.
Absolutely, yes. So, yeah, for me, it was the idea of getting behind the console and recording all the artists.
Sorry to interrupt one
Oh,
thing.
sorry, yes.
What makes you to choose, since you said technical,
Yes.
you could have thought about performing, I want to do singing, I want to do keyboard player. Why did you choose the technical behind what is the scenario?
The beauty of Mr. Rahman's music is that when you listen to his music in headphones, you'll hear a lot of things and how it's mixed. At that point, I didn't know there was something called mixing. I was probably in my school, 6th standard or 8th standard or something. But I knew things were moving around when you wear headphones, and there were so many small elements that most people don't notice. And I was absolutely excited to, listen to all those little layers and saying, oh my God, there are so many things. It's just not the main melody. It's just not the chords. It's just not the rhythm. There's like a bass line. There's like so many other kuti elements,
Yes.
right? So that intrigued me. So that took me to sound engineering. And as I was there, I, got to record a lot of artists, singers, other instrumentalists, Mr. Bruce as well. So yeah, from there I got into more music programming, playing keys for a lot of music composers. And from there,
So you do play keys as well?
I do. I don't perform.
No,
Yes.
basically for to be a sound engineer, you should know keys little bit.
It's not a mandatory thing, but it's good to have ears. You don't need to know any instrument, but for a sound engineer, it's good to have music knowledge. Definitely a sense of pitching and rhythm, all of that.
So music knowledge basically involves you should know about the voice ranges of different instruments. So basically knowing about instrument is essential as a sound engineer.
Absolutely.
I'm not talking about playing as a skill.
Yeah.
But how will you give a knowledge? Because somebody is coming as a keyboard. Okay, I wanted you to play this kind of a thing. Basically, a sound engineer should be very versatile in understanding the knowledge on the music.
Absolutely.
So you agree on that?
Absolutely, 10,000%. From that, that's where my journey began. Then I worked with Mr. Vijay Antony, shortly interned with Mr. Rahman. Then I continued my own production and...
So basically you have cultivated that frequency so much because basically music is all about frequency. So basically it involves physics as well, am I right?
Yeah, but
So
I
it's a
wouldn't look at it that
Yeah, so if I'm not talking about as a studying, because since I completed maybe like when I was in 11th and 12th, I was thinking about 440 hertz. So today we are talking about what is A major frequencies and all this. So basically you should have the frequencies knowledge completely, which will help you to, otherwise...
No, you're absolutely right. So
because when you say about A.R. Rahman, sir, so basically we are looking as an engineer point of view.
Correct.
So basically he's an engineer. So his passion maybe of singing, and he also does singing as well, and he plays keys as well. But basically, he's a absolutely amazing sound engineer, and he has brought a great flavor in the music.
Absolutely.
So we really like him as well. So I wanted to, as a, I'm not talking about gender base. Generally, as a female music producer, what is your what was your challenge that you faced when initially? Are you a sound engineer? Have you
I
ever
used
gone
to
through?
be, yeah, I used to be a sound engineer. I don't call myself an engineer anymore, but I do have my basics. That has actually helped me become a music producer because we, like you just said, we deal with frequencies.
Yes.
But having that knowledge, applying that into music production helps a great deal because you'll know what frequencies cannot clash.
Correct.
As a producer.
Yes.
Like you can't have a violin and a guitar at the same time while a voice is singing. Like they're all the same frequencies. So you need to know where what comes in, what is minimal, what is too much. As an engineer, that helps produce a track
Amazing.
in a proper sense.
And when you take for vocals, so there are different ranges. We talk about sopranos, altos,
Yes.
and tenor. Sometimes it gives ideas for harmonies, how you basically you also hum or you play and show them, or how is it actually?
I basically first thing how I approach a song with harmonies is that I play chords and look at the possibilities, and with those chords I lay out my notes and go with the whatever the lead is. I go with what goes with that, and with the chords, with those notes, kind of improvise on those as melodies. I just don't necessarily do unison or just straight notes. I improvise and go along with the melody.
Oh, so that's how you compose a song, or you add flavors to the song as well by adding harmonies.
Also, yeah,
Also.
yeah. It depends. Again, you'll have to be sensible about where to place those things and where not to touch.
So thank you so much about that. And I want to tell the viewers what is your advice for the young children from the age of 9th standard? Like you said, you after 10th standard you moved to SAE. That was
Yes.
a great move. Really appreciate your parents
Yes,
for trusting
absolutely.
and having faith in there is a scope in the music. So you had a strong faith there is a scope in the music.
Correct.
So what is your advice for the youngsters of this generation? Sometimes the parents are so contemplating, okay, what should I do? They don't have any vision about the music. So what is your perspective and what is your advice to the younger generation?
First of all, listen to your child. Listen to what he or she exactly wants to do, not just be a musician. It's like, did that person want to be a singer, an instrumentalist? Listen to that person. Listen to what kind of music they want to learn. It can be Carnatic, it can be Western, it can be any of that. Encourage your child. And I'm sure as the child grows, they'll try and figure out what exactly is that they want to do. In the field of music, we have a lot of different roles, like engineer.
Yes.
And then there are like instrumentalists. There are people who just edit, and there are lots of other roles emerging out of nowhere. Things that, the roles that we've never even
in
heard
music,
of in
you
media.
have different roles, not only limited to playing and as an
Yes,
instrument.
yes.
So basically, you're saying you can have.
Yeah,
any,
there's a mix engineer, there's a mastering engineer.
Yes.
So it depends on, you expose your child to as many things as possible. So with that, listen to what your child is interested in, encourage them. And obviously, there's future in everything as long as there's focus and passion.
So you need to basically work hard in what you have been given. If you really work hard, there is always a scope. So that is your advice on the parents' point of view.
Yes.
So what the child has to do to work basically the groundwork, which what suggestion that you give for the child?
Suggestion. I would just say, I would ask the child how much drive he or she has, and what exactly, why are they leaning towards music, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be do these things. Why do you want to do this? What makes you choose the line of music? what does music do to you? Does it inspire you? Does it make you cry? You know. So yeah, I mean, I would ask the child why he or she is choosing that line of work, and then I would obviously say you need to have more focus and passion,
focus.
and yeah, like everybody says, practice.
Thank you so much with making. I think this particular conversation that we are having is to bring the hope, and there is a future in the music if the child really focuses on what the child has to do. But the sound engineering is something which is very good. I think so now more. I see in past 10 years there is a lot of female. They are willing to learn technical aspect. I think so now they are taking even videos. So it's really good to see, ma'am. Thank you for giving a complete understanding about your life into sound engineering.
Oh yeah,
And I hope
absolutely.
this definitely helps.
I do want to add something. It's funny to me that always you would address the technician as a female this, female that.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we don't say male cameraman. We only say male and female singers.
Correct.
But we don't say male instrumentalist. There has to be a time where if you really want to address somebody with the gender, do that both ways.
Yes.
With our careers, our line of work, gender does not play a role at all. It's just a misconception that there are not many. I mean, of course, the truth is that there are not many women in it, but the gender has nothing to do with our line of work.
Because when I go to overseas, to Singapore,
yeah, I'm sure you would have seen a lot of other
so
women.
I've seen
Yes.
even like how to how to wind a cable. You always think winding
true.
a cable is a man's job. No, so it's all about
course not.
everybody does it. So
Yeah.
so it's, I think so right now I strongly believe that India has a great scope and the
Yes.
future for every musician.
Absolutely.
And Sindhu ma'am, I just happened to met today, and this is the first time that you're seeing K4C International School of
Yes.
Music. I think what do you feel about this atmosphere, and what do you want? I'm not pulling you today. Say something about K4C,
Of
but
course not.
how do you feel that this place is going to make a difference in child's life?
First of all, I had no idea what I was coming to see. I just walked in through those doors, and I'm looking at all these instruments. And you guys have seemed to collected a lot of good quality stuff, branded stuff. And like you said, you guys are getting into AI, and
Yes.
you're making sure you're current with the technology. So when I see that, it's absolutely amazing because with all those things that I see, it's very beautiful. I mean, I've not come across something like that in as much in India.
You might have seen in like big like you like say A.R. Rahman studios, but as a music school, I think so you wouldn't.
No, I mean, I just walked through your studio and I was like, oh my God, this place is huge.
Thank
So
you.
it's amazing to see such facilities here.
Thank you so much, ma'am. To the viewers, I want to tell you that Sindhu is a perfect example that she has shown to the entire world that she's a music producer, by the way. And can you please name, I don't want to pull the names, can you name few artists that you worked with which will inspire?
Oh, as a sound engineer, I have recorded Mr. SPB, Hariharan, Shankar Mahadevan, Bombay Jashri, Sujata ma'am. Yeah, a lot of singers.
Oh, a lot of singers. So guys, you name the artist. She's already done so many. She has been inspiring. One day I'm going to definitely call her to K4C. If God willingly, please do come, ma'am. And this, we'll have a small workshop along with the parents where they want to interact with you. Maybe they will get a hope and they can have a guidance. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
It's an honor.
God
Thank
bless
you so
you.
much. Thank you.